Welcome, tech enthusiasts and creative minds, to another exciting episode of the Creative Podcast with the title Cracking the Code Introduction to Data Analysis. This podcast is where creativity meets technology. I'm your host, Halleluyah, and today we are thrilled to have a student guest who is not just well versed, but a trailblazer in the realm of data analysis. So grab your headphones and get ready to embark on a captivating journey into the world of data with our amazing guest, Halleluyah Omisore, who is a 300 level statistics student at the Kitty State University and also a data and statistical analysis and also an agric researcher. Welcome to the podcast. Hi, Halleluyah. How are you doing today?
Doing very well, thank you.
And how's it been so far? How's the data analysis world been so far?
It's been a blissful slash frustrating journey. Yeah, that I must be
Okay.
sincere. Yeah.
All right. So, my first question for you is, what are the fundamentals of every aspiring data analysis that they need to be familiar with before embarking into data analysis? What are the
Okay,
fundamental things?
fundamental basics. Okay, per se, let me just start with everyone can go into data analysis, right? Regardless of your course of study, regardless of your background, your race, your culture, regardless of anything, anybody can be a data analyst as far as or as much as you are ready to give yourself to it, you can be a data analyst. So fundamentals or things to probably know about, or should I say proud knowledge. Okay, as I've said earlier, anybody. So that means literally there's no fundamental or proud this thing for to being a data analyst, because it is something everyone can do regardless of your niche, or probably you're transitioning into it, regardless of where you're coming from. Some certain skills that you might necessarily need to have as you are setting in to your data analysis journey, right? So I would want to say they are majorly critical thinking skills. Okay.
My question is, what are the fundamental tools that every aspiring data analyst should be familiar with before even delving into data analysis? What do you think are the fundamental tools they should have?
Okay, the fundamental tool, not to beat about the bush. Excel is like this almighty low budget tool, right? It's like this almighty low budget tool where it looks it looks small, but it has a very, like, it does a whole lot of things. And if you are able to manipulate Excel, if you are able to manipulate Excel very well, very well, there is no other tool I believe you wouldn't be able to manipulate. Because I think of recently, some certain set of people were linking Excel with SQL, right? They were linking Excel with some functions in Excel. They were linking it up with SQL. That okay, this function does this in Excel, and it's the same thing as this what this function does in SQL. And also, I myself, from experience, I think there was this time I was learning DAX, DAX function in Power BI, right? So as I was learning, I saw some of these functions, they were similar to that of Excel. So Excel is like this basic thing that you must, or you should know how to manipulate when you are getting into data analysis. And in addition to that, you should be able to do basic mathematics, mathematics operations in Excel, like the additions, subtractions, and division, and all of that. And also, you should be able to do basic statistical stuffs. Have basic statistical knowledge then you are set, you are good to go for data analysis.
You mentioned Excel, you mentioned some few statistical mathematical analysis. So the second method based on
Yeah.
statistical method, I feel my question here is what are the roles of statistical method and how do they play in data analysis and how can individual bring in their statistical knowledge into data analysis?
Okay, so when we talk about statistics, people feel is this huge stuff that that word statistics is like scary to many people, right? So, but the ideal, or should I say, in the real sense, statistics is what people do. Yeah. Okay. For instance, I meet you and I call you a thief. It's an assumption, right? Like, I don't know if it's true or not, but I just, you are a thief. And in statistics, that's an hypothesis. That's an hypothesis. So in statistics, we have what is called hypothesis, right? We have the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. And so these two comes to play. That's I'm just trying to explain a fraction of it, but I'll get back to the basics of, I mean, should I say the statistical basics that people should know when they talk about um statistics for data analysis. So as I was saying, I call you a thief, it's a null hypothesis, like it's just an assumption. I don't know. But when we now carried out an experiment, or we carry out probably yeah, I can call it an experiment, then we analyze it and all of that. After the analysis and all, if the analysis now turns out to be true, then we accept, and if it turns out to be false, then we reject. So this is a fraction of statistical knowledge that we refer to as inferential statistics. So where this comes to play is where we get to do all of these hypothesis tests on our data sets. So there is like this number, we call it level of significance, where if you exceed that number, or if you come below that number, it then gives us a result. So when you go below, we say we accept. Then when you go above, we say we reject. Okay, so statistics helps in giving us the real deal of what our data set is saying. It helps us to actualize and be very sure. Yeah, that's the word. Be very sure of whatever analysis you've done, or whatever analysis you've carried out. So back to the basics of statistics and how it plays out. Now, originally, statistics, by definition, by virtue of definition, is when you collect, you organize, you tabulate, you interpret, you present your data, just to make an insight, so that you can know what a data is saying, and then you can arrive at a solution, right? So that's by virtue of definition, that's what statistics is about. So we have two types, no, not types, or should I say classifications of statistics. We have the descriptive. Now, under this descriptive statistics, that was where we have the charts, the mean media mode. The mean media mode are called center of tendency. So this, they help us know, like, the center, or should I say average, average of our data set. So for instance, in a marketing setting, you want to know the average sale, right? The average sale that you make per month or per year, right? Then you use your mean media mode, and there are rules guiding usage of this mean media mode. For instance, when you have outlier in your data set, then that's where okay, we use median. When we have a data set that is normally distributed, we use the mean, and then the mode, and like that. So there are rules guiding these things. So there's another aspect of these descriptive statistics that's basically every data analyst use, and it's in the sense of charts, right? We have the bar charts, the pie charts, we have the line charts, we have various, scatter plots, histogram, and all of that. So all of these things, they are embedded in statistics, and how they get to play in data analysis is that all these charts, they help visualize your data. Probably after you must have analyzed your data, then this charts helps display it so that people who do not have knowledge as regards data analysis, they are able to interpret what the data is saying. For instance, you have the bar charts where a long or a vertical rectangle is longer than another vertical rectangle. Someone who doesn't, an old woman would easily know that, okay, this vertical rectangle that is longer is, shows, okay, this one is more than that one. You understand? So these are,
Very well.
one of the little things that
Statistics.
statistics helps in, yeah, data analysis. We still have more rows of statistics in data analysis.
I understand, and I know that if I give you the opportunity, you're ready to spread out those knowledge, which is really a key influence to asking me the next question. We
Okay.
see in the realm of data analysis, there are some challenges, and there are things that we need to effectively overcome. So, in your own area, what do you think are the common challenges, and how can we effectively overcome those challenges?
Okay. Challenges. Okay. Challenges. Now, you see, for people like me, should I confess or open up to you? After I started data analysis, it took me almost 2 months to really know how to get insights from a data set. And this is because I was a self learner. Let me just use that word. I was a self learner. I learned by myself, go online, and all of that. So I was a self learner, and then there was no guide as to knowing how to draw insight from data sets, how to do all of these things. So many people find it difficult, to know even exactly what to do, right? Even when you are talking about data analysis, they just go on YouTube, watch videos, see all these Indian guys or what have you, drawing charts and all of that. They really don't know. They really don't know what to do. Okay, so this is one of the challenge. So I don't know if we can get more people who can do these things for free. I have a friend that we started together, but now I can't even say, okay, I'm better than this guy, because what he underwent a paid tutorial. And going through a paid tutorial, you know what it means, going through a paid tutorial, or should I say a mentorship. And then
Yeah.
uh I couldn't afford it, but in that tutorial everything was broken down to them in shambles. And then he really understood what data analysis is. He really understood what all those, when he speaks some data analysis concepts, I'm like, it was from him I first had KPI. And when he said KPI, I was like, guy, what's the meaning of KPI? Like, in my head, I didn't ask him. I think I later went to research, okay, what's KPI? And then that's where I got to discover, oh, key points indicator, yeah, key points indicator, and all of that. So I think this is one of this thing. Many people don't even know. They don't even, okay, data analysis. Go to YouTube and they start watching videos. So many people don't really know. So if we can get people to do these things for free, because not everybody can afford it. Yeah, not everybody can afford it. So if we can get people who do these things for free, and although thank God we already have moves from data camp, and I think there are some organizations too that they give out scholarships and all of that, and then people get to learn better. And some other thing, problem and challenges that I think I noticed and affected me is that there is too much information, especially for people who go on social media, the likes of Twitter, right? There are too much information, and people who spend their time on Twitter following this information would lost. They will lose, or they will, should I say lose, or they will get lost. Yeah, because when you see this one talking about Python, that one is talking about Power BI, that one is talking about Excel, and even under that Excel, the person is saying things that you don't even know. Probably, the person is talking about macros and VBA for data
Yeah.
analysis. I mean, you're like, what's this? And then you lose your feet. Like, you lose your feet. So there are too much information. So my advice is, don't get stuffed up with too much information. Be able to filter out the ones you need for yourself. Be able to filter out the ones you need for yourself. And there's this urge of making it quick. Like, they want to start earning. They want to start earning. No, it's data analysis is not a get rich quick scheme. Although for some people make it early in data analysis. Yeah, some people
Exactly.
start cashing out early. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, and majority of the people who start cashing out early are people who have access to mentors, right?
Hmm.
I can say that people who have access to mentors, so the mentors would teach them, and let them, lead them around how to get jobs, how to get freelancing gigs, and all of that. But for people like me, no access to mentors, just have to pave way for myself and all of that. And although I still meet up with some people and be like, guy, bro, please help me, I want to do this, and they're like, okay, 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 okay. Then, so that's it. And also there's this issue of dash dashboard. You see, dashboard drawing of dashboard is not is not the the real, like, it's not what you should focus on for now. Drawing of dashboard is not what you should focus on. You should focus on knowing how to analyze data, like knowing how to bend data, like you carry data and squeeze the hell out of it. Then
Hmm.
data visualization is like the endpoint. In chemistry, we have, when you are titrating, you have this endpoint. This endpoint,
Yeah.
that's where you get the theta value and all. So dashboard
Well,
is just like the endpoint of your analysis, right? Data visualize. So you should focus less on dashboard and know how to really, really bend the data, how to get insights. That's what you should, focus on. Think, okay, I've been given 3 columns, and these 3 columns cannot give me enough of what I need. What do I do to these 3 columns so that I can get, like, really, really get what is happening here? Probably you are given the price, the sales price, and the cost price. The sales price, the cost price, and the should I say, okay, quantity sold. From there, okay, sales price and cost price, then the quantity sold. From there, you should be able to get either the profit or the loss. And then from there, you get, various stuffs, and then you just, you are able to bend and get insights from the data set. So I think that's all for now. Although we still have more
yeah.
challenging issues
Very
that
well.
if
There are
we
other
should
challenges.
really start shaking the table, we might not leave it today. So those
Yeah.
are like, yeah, those are like part of the issues that I can make mention of for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank you very much. You see, one thing I've come to realize, even as the world of tech is evolving, there are a lot of diverse information that we keep coping with, trying as much as possible to bring in this information. But if we are not able to streamline this information, it becomes a burden upon us. It becomes a
yes, yes,
challenge
yes, yes.
that we begin to think, oh, do I go for this? Do I go for that? And
Yes.
you actually spoken well. The fact of people trying as much as possible to want to build dashboard, even without even understanding what the data, even from the dashboard, they are not able to clarify that, oh, from this
Exactly.
visual of this visualization, this is what I'm looking at, this is what I want to do, which is a very good one. And
Yeah, 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 yeah,
it
yeah.
allows me to prompt the next question that the world of data analysis is changing. We're getting
Mm.
updates from the new softwares. And what do you think are the emerging trends and technology that you believe will shape the future of this? What do you think these are? Oh, with the way this data analysis is going, what do you think are the new emerging technologies that people can actually start banking on in the future of data analysis?
Hmm. Okay. Um, what technologies can like people can start producing or bringing out of data analysis, right? Is that your question?
Yeah, and the emerging technologies that you think that people can work with as regards data analysis. Are you there?
Okay, when you say technologies, do you mean softwares people can use as regards data analysis?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So there are lots of data analysis softwares. I mean technologies, or should I? Yeah, softwares or technologies. There are lots of them. We have Minitab, we have Starter, we have SPSS, we have um, R. You see, I am mentioning these uh, softwares first because people feel like, okay, these softwares are basically for statistical um analysis, but in the real sense, when you are a statistical analyst, you are also doing a fraction of, you are like in between machine learning and data analysis. So you are like doing a fraction of data analysis, but like a up or an upgraded version of data analysis, because you are going to be using hypothesis to verify your insights. So all of these tools, the Minitab, the Starter, the SPSS, the R, they are also used for data analysis. So everyone or whoever is gonna listen to this, or you are listening to this, please get it right, and you can also learn these tools as they will be very, 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 very useful for you. So now let me go to the trendy, or should I say trending technologies people use for data analysis, the likes of Excel, Google Sheets, Tableau, Power BI, SQL, Python. Yeah, those are like the technologies people use for data analysis. So, but to break this down, um, we have, or should I say, we use spreadsheets, right? We have spreadsheets. That's the likes of Google Sheets and Excel. Then we have visualization tool, the likes of Power BI and Tableau. Then we can now talk about programming language, the likes of R and Python, and then SQL, which is used for basically querying data when you have a large amount of data coming from a database. You use SQL for that, because I think it's only SQL that gives you access to a database, right? So um SQL would help you do that, and the likes of MySQL, the likes of ProgreSQL, the likes of there's this Microsoft package for SQL. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I've forgotten. Because this is the exact tool I used to learn SQL. Oh my god.
That is done by
Okay, maybe we'll
Microsoft,
come back to
right?
that. Yeah, Microsoft. Yeah,
I think
whatever.
that's
So yeah,
Microsoft
those
SQL Server.
yes.
SQL Server by Microsoft.
Yeah, SQL Server. Thank you very much. That's it. I can't believe I forgot. I can forget that too because I really used it then. Though after I finished learning SQL, I didn't go back to it. It was I'd have to go back to start learning again because it was a hell of a ride then. My head were like was banging and it wasn't fanimorous. Let me use that English. Yeah. So those are the technologies we can leverage on when it comes to data analysis.
Amazing, amazing. Even me myself, I've actually learned a lot, and I believe those that are listening to this podcast can also pick one of these tools and this emerging technology to begin their journey in data analysis. So, before we end this podcast, can you like give us a real world example of where data analysis led to a very transformative insight within a community and organization that you see, oh, because they were able to analyze this data, they were able to change a particular thing. Is there a real world example that you've seen, or you
Okay,
could actually back example? Yeah.
a real world example. Hmm. In Nigeria. Okay. Really, at the moment, I don't want to say I've forgotten, but uh, yes, yes. Okay. At the moment, I can't get to bring my head around any real world example,
All right. That's a good.
except
Okay.
yeah,
All right. No
except if I
problem.
would just make an illustration.
Okay. Shoot.
Yeah, except if I'll just make an illustration of how data analysis can change our world, the world we live in, right? So, and I believe it does, and people do use it. You see, I think there was this time I saw a video. Yeah, I can remember now. This time I saw a video of how a there was this man on Twitter. He actually animated scattered plots, and he used
Hmm.
it to visualize how um sales, I mean company that produces phone, how their sales went up and how some dropped and some were like kind of stagnant and all of that. Yeah. So if so that's like an illustration. So if all of these companies, I mean, which I'm very sure they would be making use of, even um from the upgrades of softwares, application phone applications, I mean, all of these things that we use, even mobile phone upgrade and all of that, it is due to the fact that they have data, and in a way or the other they collect data from we customers, we that we use their applications, their products, and all of us that we use their applications and their products and all. So in a way or the other, they collect data from us, right? There are some applications that would ask you, did you enjoy this? How was did you hear it well? Like the like of Twitter space, after you leave the space, they would ask you what went wrong, did you rate us, and all of that. So these are like practical examples of how even in the tech company, how they get to use data analysis to you know optimize, optimize their products, and that's where you see updates and all. I think yes. Audio Mark. Audio Mark. I was on app Play Store. Yeah, I think you should, if you notice, Audio Mark would play you two songs and then put one ad in between. So on Play Store, people really complained. Like, people complained that okay, we don't want this. That's data. I'm telling you, that's data. And then they now responded that okay, we've upgraded our app. So when the I think now you have the opportunity to see a video ad, and after seeing that video ad, you'll be given 48 hours of free this thing access to AudioMark without any ad in between. Yes,
Wow.
without any ad in between. So that's a function of making use of your data, the data you collect, right? Even in pharmaceuticals, right? Before you can use a drug, before a drug is being pushed out, there are series of experiment and tests that, by virtue of data analysis and statistical analysis, by virtue of statistical analysis, these drugs would be verified that okay, this drug is suitable for use, where you where they get to do their experiments, and after experiments they analyze with the likes, using the likes of ANOVA. Yes, ANOVA, that's analysis of variance, and all of that. Even in agriculture, you test the yield of what's it called now, the yield of products, by virtue of application of fertilizers. So you test out fertilizers on a particular type of agri products, probably corn or cassava. Then after testing, then you collect your data, then analyze and check for the variation and compare the yield of all of these products. And these are ways with which people get to use data analysis or even statistical analysis to optimize their world. Yeah, because it's a world you create when you own a pharmaceutical organization or firm. That's your world, that's the world you live in. So in my world, I get to use my data, the data I collect from my customers and all, or the data we get from experiments and all of that. We use it to optimize our products so that we can have better sales, we can have good PR and all of that. So yeah,
Amazing. Oh,
that's
that's
how data can be used.
yeah, very very well. These are real world problem. Even recently, I would even say in the media industry, data has actually been really effective. Take the likes of
Wow.
Netflix, and if you look at the likes of Netflix, even YouTube as a whole, YouTube has this algorithm
Yes,
that has been
yes, yes,
has
yes.
been built upon that. If you are continuing watching a particular set of comedy, then there are other comedies that comes in. If you
Yeah,
are watching educational
yeah,
videos,
yeah, yeah.
maybe videos on
Yeah,
chemistry, on
yeah. They
physics,
give you more.
more insight. So I think data has played a major role in that, and it's really good we've been able to experiment this major data, because I feel for me, going into data analysis is not just going into the skill, it's going into the real world and solving the real world problems. And you've actually spoken a lot, especially the pharmaceutical and other places, other real world examples. Now, before we end this podcast, it's been an amazing time having you on the show. So, as we have to do it here, um,
Thank you
we
very
usually have,
much.
and you're welcome. Now, for beginners in data analysis, those that are just beginning, what would be your advice? What would you give them to build a solid foundation and for them to be able to navigate this complexity of the data world? So, what would be your advice to them?
I Even at school, I love to see beginners who are willing, right? So here is my advice. When you start, it won't be easy. because you are going into a new world. And when you go into a new world, it doesn't suit your normal habitat. So when you go into a new world, you feel like returning to the place you were coming from, right? So you are going into a new world by going into the world of data, not just data analysis. You can decide to be a data engineer, a database manager, and all of that. But I will tell you that perseverance is what matters most, right? So when you persevere and you are not like you don't allow your emotions or your weariness, to overwhelm you. When you don't allow all of these things, you will thrive. You will thrive. And another advice that I would give to you as an emerging data analyst is that you should look for a mentor. It might be difficult. Many or some people would want to charge you if you are able. I advise people that if you can afford a paid course, purchase it.
Very
Value
well.
is not gotten for free. Value,
Mm.
you don't get value for free. No. So if you are able to purchase that value, purchase it. I know how much I've spent on some stuffs I've paid, to learn. I pay with my data. I have over
Yeah.
300 plus videos on YouTube that I downloaded, and majority of them, like 90% or 95% of them, are data analysis videos. So I pay with my data. Do you think it's easy to have 300 plus videos, like 300 plus videos from YouTube with clear this thing, what's it called? Graphics, not the likes that when you're watching the video, strain your eyes to see the figures and all of that. No. So that's how I pay to learn. You can pay people, like literal people, human being, to teach you. And you see, as I said earlier, I and my friend, you know we you can't compare us to, you can't compare us. Is like, although when it comes to statistical analysis, I'm kind of way better because I do more of statistical analysis. Like, I expose myself to more of statistical analysis. But when it comes to data analysis, no, because he paid, and it was even during exams that he was taking this course. Every 8 to 9 p.m. he's always in class during exam, and he has to submit his assignment in time, or should I say on time. So you pay for value. When you have the money, even if you don't have, you can seek for financial support. I think this is what I think I would continue to emphasize on. Get paid value. Like, pay for value, pay for those courses, look for money, pay for them. It will, like, I feel like saying this continually till this podcast ends, because I've
Yeah.
seen
Pay for
what
value.
it is. I've compared results. Yes, I've compared results. Like, if you pay for value, someone who is not ready to pay, like even me myself, paying, someone is paying me to teach him, and then you are coming for free. I'll give my attention to someone who is paying me. That's the fact. And it's so now, I'll give my attention to someone who is paying me. But so, if you are able, pay for it. Pay for it. And also, don't be distracted. Oh my god, when you go into the data space, there will be a lot of distractions, right? There will be a lot of distractions, and so don't be distracted. Learn how to be focused. Stay focused. Yeah, stay focused. And also, um build in public. And while you are building in public, be careful, because comments will come in. You get the negative ones and you get the positive ones. Don't allow the negative ones get at you. Probably
Hmm.
after you must have learned to analyze and all of that, then you build your first dashboard and then you post, oh, this is my first dashboard and all of that. And someone is like telling you, like for instance, someone was telling me, I feel jack person where they use pie charts. I mean, you have better ways of telling me not to have used a pie chart where I have used it. There are better ways you should have said this. Why you feel jack person way? No, that's not how to address issues, right? So you definitely you might get um responses or comments like this under your post and all of that in public, but don't let them get at you. Just be consistent. There's this guy on Twitter, he won a laptop because he was consistent. Yeah, his laptop, as he said, his laptop was breaking down or has broken down, and he kept learning. 150 days. For 150 days, this guy kept posting, I learned this. And when there was opportunity to give out laptops, he applied and he got it. And I'm very sure it's because of his consistency. Like people were commenting, he got, I think, the 100. People were like, guy, no, you are consistent. Like people like lined up in his comments, there were comments rolling in that guy, you are good and all of this. So I'm very sure that post or his consistency gave him an edge over other people that applied. So these are part of the benefits you enjoy when you build in public. Even you can gain referrals, right? You can gain referrals, you can gain job opportunities and all of that, because it's people they know what is learning, or people they know what is doing, they'll bring job to. They won't bring job, they might not bring job, or they won't bring job to someone they are not confident of what he's doing or what he has done, right? So they give job to, oh, this person, I've always seen him for the past 50 days posting and telling us what he does and all of that, and they are able to vouch for you. So those are, although we have people who, in fact, they don't have up to 100 followers on Twitter or even LinkedIn, but their account is big from data money. So people earn offline, people earn online. So but at this age and time, I think you must and you have to build in public, because we are already in a digital world. So
Yeah,
that's,
very
I
well.
think, one of the ways and method you can thrive. So those, amongst others, those are the advice I
Amazing,
think I can give
amazing,
someone who
amazing.
is coming into. Yeah.
Very well. Those advice are very tangible because over time we've got to learn that most people even get their job online just because they were posting and their content are
Yeah.
being seen online. An interesting thing is, even while you are even applying for jobs nowadays, they kind of ask you for your social media profile. And a technical recruiter that I've had
Yes,
conversations
yes, they do.
technical recruiters that I've had conversations with have said, oh, they go to this person LinkedIn or Twitter account and check how far has this person done, what was the step this person has taken as regards this. Though not all, but most times they could actually check that. So I really want to appreciate your
Mm.
time on this show, and I really want to thank you for staying, and for all the people that
You're
will be
welcome.
listening to this podcast. I want to say stay positive and stay creative. Thank you for joining us on the
Yeah,
Created Podcast, where we speak and where
you're
innovation
welcome.
and creativity aligns. I'll see you next time. Enjoy your day.